Hi ladies, Grace here, and I thought I would come to you live this morning to share a bit more behind the scenes on our rebrand. So just bear with me as I fix some lighting because it's kind of dark. Strangely enough, it's probably brighter outside. But I wanted to share with you today a bit more behind the scenes because a lot of you are asking me questions around that in my inbox, and it is, it's an interesting process. You know, last week I shared with you that we were at the stage where, you know, the message was clear, the story was clear, and then a new additional piece of information came to light that is actually quite significant, really. So I was going to share that a bit with you all today too, because I think as we're going along on this journey as coaches, teachers, healers, self-employed people, entrepreneurs, we are constantly at the mercy of needing things to be perfect, needing things to come across a certain way. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I kind of forget that other people have their own wisdom. When they're reading your things, they can come to their own conclusion. They can make up their own mind about what's going on, and they can really get a sense of you for themselves. So I noticed as I was writing my story and putting together things for this rebrand, I noticed that I was somewhat forgetting that other people have their own wisdom. And I was falling into, what will they think of me? Now, that is the fastest way to block yourself. Any of you that have been, you know, creating something new or writing copy or trying to put together an idea, you know that the fastest way to block yourself is really to get into that nitty-gritty on what will they think of me? And I was sort of noticing that for myself, that I was becoming concerned. Interestingly, as I've been working with team members to help me with this, one of them popped up to say, you're missing a vital piece of information, Grace. You're missing a vital piece of your story that involves results. And that's the beauty of working with someone on your story and your message. You know, you actually have other people looking at what you're doing, and they see things that maybe you wouldn't. So I realized in that moment that I was shunning my successes. And that was really interesting because I have had an aversion to talking about financial results. I have been looking for a long time at the coaching industry and just sort of rolling my eyes, if I'm honest, about the amount of people that are talking about the financial results that they get, or that they have got, or that their clients get, or whatever. And I didn't realize that that's what I was doing, to the point that it was keeping me out of actually sharing that myself. And so it was really clear last week that was an area where I've been worrying about, what will they think of me? Oh, I can't share my financial results because what will they think of me? Or, oh no, I can't mention that just in case, what will they think of me? And so, hey Denise, lovely to see you here, honey. And so I just want all of you that are perhaps in that same familiar place where, you know, maybe you don't want to, maybe you shun your former successes. Maybe you shun your current success. Maybe you don't really talk about the incredible breakthroughs that you have had because you're worrying what people will think of you. And so I wasn't aware of that, but it's really informed a whole new part of the marketing, because ultimately when people are coming to me, they are looking for gaining clarity, gaining direction, and creating something of a similar level. And so there sort of is that financial element to it. But I had been so concerned about, well, you know, what will they think of me if I talk about money, that I kind of kept it closed down. On top of that, for those of you that know me, I'm Irish. In Ireland, it's actually kind of frowned upon to talk about your money. So when I found myself in these communities where everyone was shouting about how much money they made and, you know, talking about what level they're going to go to next financially, I often find myself cringing. Because, you know, as where I come from, you know, you don't talk about that. So again, just at the moment noticing as we go through this rebrand, where I get into what will they think of me, and hoping that this is helpful for you too, just to notice for yourself, you know, is there a part of your success, your journey, that you are not appreciating, that you are shutting down, that you are shunning or shying away from sharing with the world? And it doesn't have to be a financial thing, you know, but there's an element of just noticing where we get caught up in what people will think of us. And to me, you know, it's been significant in the sense that as we start to shed those layers of personal thinking, as we start to get out of the content of our mind and into what our soul call is, what our next step is, what that next direction is, new information comes to light. New information comes along, and I see so often so many women waiting for the right amount of clarity, waiting until they have the exact direction, message, and all of that. And so what I'm noticing with this rebrand is clarity comes along again and again and again as you go in the direction. There's something about not waiting, but acting on what you've got, acting on what you do have, and then letting the rest show up, letting the breadcrumbs, one after the other, come forward. And that's just what I'm seeing for myself now. It's, you know, it's a huge undertaking. It's a huge project right now for me. There seems to be a never-ending amount of things that need attention. But that is what a next level is like. That is what, you know, getting out of your comfort zone is about. And if I had been waiting to know absolutely everything, to have all the ducks in a row before I got into this rebrand, or before I started showing up here and sharing with you all, you know, there's no way I would be this far down the line. So I'm definitely seeing something about, you know, acting on what you've already got, acting on what you do have, and letting that open up for you, your creativity. You know, letting your that creative flow start to emerge, rather than sitting on the sidelines waiting for, you know, absolute clarity, absolute perfection, absolute direction. And so I can be guilty of that myself. You know, I can wait until it's all looking perfect. That's one of my insecurities. I wait until it looks right, and then I will take action. But ultimately, if we can start to take the content of our minds a little less seriously, and instead take the ideas that are coming to us and move forward with those, we soon find ourselves in a whole new world. We soon find ourselves in a whole new level. So this, this behind the scenes here is really, it's really showing me more and more that to move to a next level, to move to a new level, it requires you to get into your desires, your direction, your business. It requires you to become more engaged than you currently have been, more engaged than you currently are. And it definitely, what I'm seeing over and over again is it requires you to not be lost in the content of what's going on up here. Hi Nicola, great to see you. Alison, Angela, lovely to have you. So there's something really fresh about, just being aware, becoming aware of where you might get into, what will they think of me? There's something about noticing where you're shunning your successes or shutting them down or zipping them because of that insecurity. And that's very transparent with you all, as I always am, about just the journey. That's what I have seen for myself, is like, I made multiple six figures. I traveled the world hosting clients on retreat. I'm rebranding. I'm aiming for a new level in my business this year. As if it has no meaning. And so as I have become aware of what I'm doing there, I feel that awareness leads to more of a conversation, more of a communication, more of a celebration of what is actually, what has happened, what will happen, what can happen. Again, when we're not actually aware that that's what we're doing, it's quite hard to say, it's quite hard to make a change. So I'm not sort of saying that, you just flip the switch in a second and it's all fine. It's more, I'm just hoping that my experience and my journey and what I'm seeing will relate to you and give you hope and give you permission and possibility to really move away from that over concern with what others think, over concern with self-image, and into actually sharing what you've got, sharing what you have done, sharing what you are doing, sharing what you do believe. Because I think it's from this place that all things move forward, that all possibility begins to emerge. There is nothing worse than being stuck on the sofa worrying about what others think of you. Now, if you relate to this, comment below. Let me know. What are you hearing? What are you taking away? I love to have your comments. I love to have your questions. So feel free to write here. And let me know what your questions are for me as well around the rebrand. Are you someone who's considering doing something new, birthing something new? Are you in a season of change? Is your soul tapping on you to get out of the comfort zone, to move to another level with your current business? Maybe you're going in a completely new direction, or maybe what you have been doing just doesn't fit anymore, or just doesn't feel as fresh. Let me know below. Tell me what you're seeing for yourself, and sort of, let's be in conversation today around this whole idea of getting beyond what people will think of you to actually sharing your and appreciating your successes. Because if you've lived a life, which we all have so far, right? We're not 15. We've lived a life. We've run businesses. We've started businesses. We've changed businesses. We've ended careers. We've started careers. Share your celebrations. Share your wins and successes. that's what I'm aiming to do. That's what I'm going to stand up and do a bit more of now that I know that I've been somewhat over concerned with what other people think. And let me know, let me know in the comments below what comes to you. I hope this has been helpful, ladies. It's always a pleasure to come to you here live, and I'll be back to you really soon with some more on the rebrand and some more of what I'm seeing for myself that I know will inspire you. Lots of love. Ciao.